It was a rainy evening when everything changed for a billionaire named James. Driving home after a long day, his luxury car suddenly came to a halt. A flat tire stranded him on a quiet street. Just when he thought he'd be stuck for hours, a kind waitress named Lily appeared. Without hesitation, she offered to help, despite her own busy schedule. She didn't know who he was. To her, he was just someone in need. James couldn't believe how patiently and skillfully she fixed the tire, all while managing a warm smile and gentle conversation. The next day, something unexpected happened. A sleek black G-Wagon rolled up to the small diner where Lily worked. The door opened and there was James, standing there with a look that mixed gratitude and something deeper. Why was a billionaire showing up at a humble diner? What did he want to say to the waitress who helped him in a moment of trouble? This isn't just a story about kindness or chance encounters. It's about how one simple act can ripple into something far bigger, shaking the lives of two very different people. What followed next was surprising, even to James. The diner, the waitress, and that flat tire, none of it was what it seemed. Stay tuned to hear the incredible story behind the G-Wagon's arrival and what it meant for both their futures. James wasn't used to moments like this, being vulnerable, relying on a stranger's kindness. His world was full of high rises, board meetings, and fast decisions. But that night with Lily changed something inside him. She wasn't just any waitress. She was someone who had worked double shifts, barely making ends meet, yet still stopped to help a stranger without a second thought. Lily's life was very different from James's. Behind the diner's bright lights, she faced challenges most people never saw. Raising her little brother alone after their parents had left town, she juggled multiple jobs just to keep a roof over their heads. Helping James hadn't been a favor, it was just who she was, even when life wasn't easy. But when James showed up the next day with that shiny G-Wagon, everything shifted. People in the diner whispered, wondering what a billionaire was doing in their small town. Was he there to buy the place? Or was this about something more personal? James wanted to find out more about Lily, her story, and why she had such an impact on him. But there were questions he couldn't answer yet. Why did he feel compelled to come back? And what was it about that night that made him see the world differently? As their worlds began to collide, a surprising truth was waiting to be uncovered, one that neither of them expected. What would happen next? James found himself visiting the diner more often, each time trying to understand the world Lily came from. He saw her patience with customers, the way she balanced plates and smiles, but also the tiredness that lingered in her eyes. He wanted to help, but didn't want to come across as just another rich man with a checkbook. Meanwhile, Lily felt a mix of curiosity and caution. Who was this billionaire really? Was his interest genuine or just another story to add to her long list of disappointments? Behind the scenes, James's business was facing pressures he hadn't expected. Competitors were tightening their grip, and his company was struggling to stay ahead. The weight of that world contrasted sharply with the simple kindness he'd experienced from Lily. He started questioning what success really meant. Could money fix everything? Or was there something more valuable in the small moments he shared with Lily? At the same time, Lily's personal life added another layer to the story. Her brother was sick, and medical bills were piling up. She was exhausted, caught between dreams she couldn't afford and responsibilities she couldn't escape. The diner wasn't just a job, it was a lifeline. Their worlds were on a collision course, two very different lives connected by chance and kindness. But beneath the surface, unspoken fears and secrets waited, threatening to unravel everything. What would happen if those walls came down? And could trust really grow between a billionaire and a waitress struggling to survive? The tension was rising, and the answers weren't easy. As days turned into weeks, the connection between James and Lily deepened, but so did the challenges they both faced. James's company was on the brink of losing a major deal, threatening everything he'd worked for. The pressure was suffocating, and late nights at the office made him question if all the money and power were worth it. Meanwhile, Lily's brother's health worsened, and the mounting medical bills pushed her to the edge. She was running out of options, working longer hours at the diner, sacrificing sleep and hope. One evening, after a particularly tough day, James found Lily sitting alone in the diner's back room, tears quietly rolling down her cheeks. He wanted to help, but words felt useless. Instead, he made a promise to find a way to make things better, not just with money, but with something that truly mattered. Lily, however, wasn't sure if she could let anyone in, not after years of struggling alone. Meanwhile, whispers about James's frequent visits spread through the town. Some saw it as a publicity stunt, others suspected he was hiding something. The diner became a crossroads of judgment and curiosity, and lurking in the background was a rival business trying to capitalize on James's distractions, ready to strike when he was most vulnerable. The stakes couldn't be higher. James and Lily were caught in a web of personal struggles, business threats, and growing feelings. Could they find a way to trust each other before everything fell apart? The moment of truth was fast approaching, and no one could at the same time. James quietly arranged for Lily's landlord to be paid in full, giving her and her brother the chance to stay in their home. When he handed her the keys to a new car, something better than the beat-up old one she'd been driving, Lily was stunned. It wasn't just a gift. It was a symbol of hope and a fresh start. She finally allowed herself to believe things could change. Just when it seemed like their worlds were settling, a surprising twist emerged. Lily received a call from someone claiming to be her long-lost mother, reaching out after years of silence. The revelation opened old wounds and new questions about her past, threatening to pull her back into uncertainty. James and Lily faced this together, realizing that life's biggest challenges weren't about money or power, but about connection and forgiveness. As they looked ahead, they understood that the road wouldn't always be easy, but with trust and kindness, they could face whatever came next. Their story wasn't just about a billionaire and a waitress. It was about hope, resilience, and the unexpected turns life takes when you least expect them. In the weeks that followed, James and Lily took time to heal and rebuild their lives. The company stabilized, and the threats from rivals faded as James focused on creating a more trustworthy team. Lily's life found new rhythm too. Her brother's health improved, and the weight of uncertainty lifted as her mother slowly re-entered her life, offering apologies and a chance to reconnect. It wasn't a perfect reunion, but it was a beginning, and sometimes that's enough. To predict what would happen next. Just when James thought he had a handle on things, a shocking discovery turned everything upside down. One night, while reviewing some company files, he stumbled across evidence that someone inside his own team had been leaking secrets to his rival. The betrayal cut deep. Not only was his business at risk, but the very people he trusted might have been working against him all along. The pressure multiplied, and the lines between friend and foe blurred. At the same time, Lily faced a devastating surprise of her own. Her landlord, who had been patient for months, suddenly demanded the rent she couldn't pay. If she didn't come up with the money soon, she and her brother would be forced out of their home. The weight of that threat pressed down on her harder than ever. As James confronted the betrayal at work, he realized he needed to act fast to save his company. But his mind kept drifting back to Lily, the waitress who had helped him with a flat tire and who now carried the weight of a collapsing life. He wanted to do more than just business deals. He wanted to protect her. Meanwhile, the rival companies smelled weakness and ramped up their attacks, sending unexpected obstacles James's way. The stakes had never been higher. With personal and professional lives unraveling simultaneously, James and Lily were pushed to their limits. Could they survive the storm together, or would the secrets and struggles tear them apart? The tension was unbearable, and the next move could change everything. With the walls closing in, James took a bold step. He confronted the mole within his company during a tense meeting, exposing the betrayal with undeniable proof. The traitor was dismissed, and with a new security plan in place, James managed to secure a critical deal that saved his business from collapse. But the victory was bittersweet. He realized how fragile everything was, how trust was both the greatest strength and the biggest risk. James and Lily's relationship grew stronger, built on honesty and shared experience rather than status or wealth. He learned to appreciate the small, meaningful moments, the laughter over coffee, the quiet support during hard days. For Lily, having someone who believed in her made a world of difference, inspiring her to dream bigger beyond the diner's walls. Their story reminds us that kindness can bridge even the widest gaps. A simple act, helping with a flat tire, turned into something neither expected, changing two lives forever. Success, they realized, isn't just about money or power. It's about connection, trust, and the courage to face life's challenges together. As they looked toward the future, James and Lily understood one thing clearly: no matter where you come from, or how different your world may seem, kindness has the power to transform. And sometimes the most unexpected encounters lead to the greatest journeys. Their story wasn't just about a billionaire and a waitress. It was about the heart behind the title and the strength found in genuine human connection.